Welcome to Results Will Vary, a good, bad, and ugly advice show. My name is Russell Bates, advice wunderkind, giggly son of a bitch, and this one's for me. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Today on the podcast, we have two of my favorite people. First, we have my best friend in the world. We have Chris Parsons. How are you doing, Chris?
I'm doing awesome.
Aspiring D&D podcaster. Hopefully you'll be out by now. Chris and I have been around for about 3 years now. It feels so much fucking longer.
I know.
And then we have Tyler Bates,
Hello.
brother, my big brother, but he's a little brother in age, but he's a big man.
I'm a large man.
This is the epitome of, like, some people are just my friends and I have them come on and I just want to have a good time with them. And that's this one. I don't expect anybody to be listening to this, but to think that maybe in 60 years, when I'm old or we're all old, we can maybe look back on this and, like, smile and see how dumb we were. What's something you would want to say to your old self, Tyler?
Something I want to say to my old self?
Not the vice versa of, like, what would you say to your younger self? And some people say I wouldn't, because that's who had made me today. Like they're forged in fire or something.
So like to your older self.
What would you say to early onset Alzheimer's, Tyler?
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, like old self? Like in the future? Oh.
Because we could be listening to this. We could be listening to this right now.
I just hope I lived a life to the fullest it could be. I'd say I hope I was happy.
That's all you would say? You wouldn't say, like, hey, did we ever win the Super Bowl? Did we ever... How's...
What?
Yeah. I mean, your Alzheimer's self would probably be like, good question. Can you ask it again?
Penultimately, I just want to be happy. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's cute.
That's a good goal. That's cute, he says. It's a good goal.
It is. Happiness is the byproduct of actually doing stuff. And so you saying you living your life to the fullest is kind of cool. Chris, what would you say to your not early onset Alzheimer's, but like, you know,
old me?
I got bad back me, I'm in the senior citizens home looking to get down with some of the clowns.
I would ask if I still had my first set of D&D dice because
Aww.
That shit's important. 2, I would honestly ask if I did right by my family. Like, that's all I care about. I want to make sure my daughter and my wife are taken care of. So as long as I do that, then I'm happy.
Yeah, what would I say to 80-year-old me? Hey, did you happen to pick up milk from the grocery store? We're kind of running low on it. How's the weather out there? Wow, the Raiders this year. They're going crazy.
Oh, dang. Yep.
So, hope you're doing well. Been 60 years since I've talked to you. Let's talk later. This is Results Will Vary. And so how the show works is that me and my lovely co-advisors take 3 listener-submitted questions, and one of us will give a piece of good advice to the question, one of us will give a piece of bad advice to the question, and one of us will give a piece of ugly, dirty, dusty, absolutely tar-covered piece of advice to the question. All right, I think without further ado, we should get into our first question. Are we ready, boys?
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah.
For this first question, Tyler will be giving the good advice, I will be giving the bad advice, and Chris will be giving the ugly advice. Dear Results Will Vary, I want to improve on my communication and public speaking skills. What are some ways I can improve these skills? And this comes from Chris Parsons in Aberdeen, Washington.
Ew, who is that guy?
What is that guy?
Gosh.
This mysterious sort of Chris is looking to improve his public speaking skills. What are some ways we can help him out with that?
First off, Chris, that's a great question. I feel like everybody struggles with that. I'd say
as he's speaking.
Well, I'm in front of you two. I'm not in front of a crowd right now. And when I'm in front of a crowd, it's hard. Like I gave a speech last year at graduation, and I kept fumbling over words, and I was pretty nervous the whole time. I couldn't stop shaking. but it went all right. I think what I really could say was the best piece of advice for me was just like practicing in front of people.
I cried at your graduation speech, not
Oh,
because
wow.
I no, I genuinely did because I don't know if it was the words you said or if the fact that it was just you just made me ball up in tears. So yeah, take Tyler's advice.
I really appreciate that. I wrote out the speech, got it into actual words, and then kept practicing it to like the mirror or to my parents. And
Okay.
eventually I got okay at it.
Do you think being on like a script is easier than being just going on the fly?
Well, I think it
As I
depends.
stutter over my words entirely.
I think it depends because like if you're talking about something you're really passionate about, like I can definitely go free flow, just talk about it. But like if it's something like a speech where you're really having to formulate what you're trying to say, I think you should have a script or at least an outline of what you want to say.
I know my dad, our dad, Tyler, dad,
Uh,
is,
Big shock if he's not our dad.
wait a minute, what? He's a professor of forestry at our local community college, and he doesn't have a script. He doesn't have a set lecture. He just has, again, like a flow chart. And he always asks questions of the audience too, which I think is a bad piece of advice because if you're giving a speech, you're not going to be. Imagine the president of the United States in the middle of his inauguration speech.
What do you think?
I want an open forum here. What do you guys think?
Uh,
That I can see being an issue. But I
Yeah.
also think asking questions is a good thing though, because like if you're giving information, especially in your dad's case, you want to make sure everybody's listening and understands the information. So you ask
Hmm.
a question real quick. If they answer, they're listening and they understand. If they don't answer, they're not listening and they don't understand.
Thank you very much, Tyler, because you did genuinely make me cry with your speech, but you're my brother.
that's really
So
nice.
that's cool. But fuck that. I'm gonna tell you how I really feel.
Emotions.
No, I'm gonna tell you how I really feel, Chris.
Oh
Public
no.
speaking is a lost cause. You're never gonna be able to speak in public, okay?
Mm.
So, what you're going to need to do is that any speech you are going to give, any sort of public setting, what I want you to do is I want you to bring a speaker and I want you to play Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech on.
That would go so unwell.
I want you to play Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. It doesn't matter if you're giving a freaking TED talk. It doesn't matter if you are talking to a classroom of kindergarteners.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a piece of advice.
Yeah.
Okay, that this. All
It's a
right,
very
I know this is a
valuable piece
bad.
of advice.
I know this is a bad piece of advice, but tone it down with the.
I like it. I like it because at the end of the day, I think they'll be inspired. And if you
They
can't
will be inspired.
inspire a group, then what are you doing? Mm.
So I'm lip syncing.
If Martin Luther King everybody seems to be noticing, like, oh, I think you're copying I Have a Dream speech. Just get better at lip syncing in general. Do some Lady Gaga lip syncing. You can do some Chapel Rowan. I think if you're giving a TED talk on like alien AI and what it means for the data sphere, and you just pull out Hot to Go in the middle of your TED talk, you're gonna.
Yeah, I
Really?
can see that.
We could bring in some of like crowd involvement. I know you said maybe questions aren't the best idea, but why don't we just like bring out like a karaoke machine and then everybody can be doing
Yeah,
it together?
everybody can be doing the speech at one
Yes.
time.
Oh my
And then
gosh, then
everybody
they'll really
gets
feel the
collectively the
words.
knowledge.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like where your head's at. I like that.
Hello, I'd like to give my speech on bone marrow cancer in children and how learning how to cure this disease. I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the fandang?
Right in
And
Central
then you
Square
win
too.
then you win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yep, that's how it works.
For somebody else's
Yep.
work.
Yep.
But Mr. Chris Parsons, what sort of ugly advice can we give this fictional Chris Parsons?
So you know all those videos you see online of people going out to public and like harassing each other, pulling pranks. That's the
Okay.
best way to practice your communication skills. What better way to
Talk
get
me
out
through
of a
this
fight
process.
than talking your way out of a fight? Right? You get up to somebody, you pull a prank on them, the flour. You hear, smell this flour, and then spray their
Oh,
face with water, right? Get their reaction. And
okay.
now, yeah. Now all of a sudden they want to fight you because you live in Aberdeen, and that's
Okay.
that's what
So,
happens.
so you're going to be a cattle prodder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
you wanna be able to use your words and communicate with these people. Practice your skills to change their point of view,
How
essentially.
can we best communicate to somebody in a clear, concise, healthy manner that I want to beat the shit out of you? You know what you should do? You should start backup duels.
Backup duels? Oh, what is that?
You should
Like
start.
You take off your glove and slap them. I challenge you.
the left
I
one.
And
challenge
Yes.
you to a duel.
and then you have to talk your way out of it.
Precisely. Yeah.
Have a slight disagreement with your neighbor on the amount of chickens they have and you stealing one chicken, and then shoot them.
The chicken or
No,
the neighbor.
challenge them to a duel and shoot them. You
Hmm.
know, like how back in
Okay.
colonial times did.
Yeah, like the seven pace or whatever, 21 pace
Oh.
shoot.
And then
21
when
paces,
you
you're so far away.
when you have to go to court and try not to go to jail, that's where you're practicing your communication skills.
Oh, yeah, your lawyering skills are
Whoa.
really where that's going to come into play.
Sucker punching somebody in the face to get more time in court, to get more time in front of the jury, will help your public speaking skills.
Yeah.
Agree.
Because if you can
That's
talk
some
your
good
way out of
advice.
that kind of a situation, then you can pretty much talk your way out of anything. Or, you know,
Oh my
And you
gosh.
could talk to anybody. I'd be confident if I could talk my way out of killing somebody to a juror.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And that also helps with talking to anybody when you're instigating the fight. Say, like, I don't know, the bronze bomber Deontay Wilder.
Oh man.
Deontay Wilder is a great communication partner because
Yes.
coming up
Because
to
he
him.
will beat your ass.
We hope you helped Chris. We hope we helped Chris.
Yeah,
We
Chris.
hope. Yeah, we hope we helped Chris.
Yeah,
to-
that's crazy. That's crazy. You guys have the same name that's
and the
crazy.
same last
I
name
know.
and the same address and the same microphone.
Address
and
is
the
posted in the description.
No, it isn't.
I know.
Oh shoot.
No, it isn't.
Everybody's going to look now. You're like, how do I find this guy? I need to improve my communication skills.
I need to go beat the fuck out of Chris. All right, we're on to the next question. For this one, Chris will be giving the good advice, Tyler will be giving the bad advice, and I will be giving the ugly duckling of Canterbury piece of advice. Sure, Russell.
I like
Keep
it.
it.
I like
Keep
it.
it. Yeah.
Keep it in. Keep it in.
All right. Dear results will vary. What's up, you herbs? The name's Spike, and I'm the coolest kid in 8th grade. The cut of my jib is blowing bubblegum, skateboarding in the mall, and disrespecting authority. But I have a problem. When I try to ditch my world history class, Mr. Henderson always catches me out sneaking. How can a cool cat like me escape from this Poindexter class? And this comes from Spike, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 Smith.
Dude, this is a cool kid.
Yeah, he is. Okay.
Okay.
This kid is
Like
cool.
this kid.
I'm kind of like starstruck by Spike.
I know. Where'd he go to school? I missed out.
Well, it sounds like Spike, from his immature tone, sounds like he's in middle school. How can we ditch Mr. Henderson?
Mr. Henderson.
The good advice I got for you, Spike. You might not like it, but initially, what you're doing is hurting yourself by skipping, right? You're ruining your
What?
grades, and you're going to be held back, and you're going to have to stay in Mr. Henderson's class for the whole year. Maybe another year, maybe two.
I
right?
guess.
So you're going to get a dummy that looks exactly like you and set it in the
Okay.
chair.
This is
that's
good
it.
advice.
Yeah, good advice. We're trying to help him ditch class, right?
First off, I agree. As much as I'm a cool cat myself, I do think grades are important. but it's more about the education than the actual grades. You should
Right.
be pursuing, Spike. So, again, do your grades, eat your water, make sure you're hoeing your neighbors' gardens and kissing babies and nuns. Just be a
Mm,
good kid, Spike. But, Chris, talk to us about this dummy.
this
What are we
dummy.
doing with this
Yeah.
dummy?
I'm liking
Well,
this idea.
well, we're trying to
And
get
this
him
is
out of
good
class.
advice.
So, yeah, I know. Hey, it's good advice to get out of class. Get your walkie-talkie all set up so that you can hear the teacher whenever he calls on you for an answer, and then just respond. He's expecting you to get the wrong answer anyway. He's obviously calling on you because you're being silent. So,
Is there going to be sort of a marionette type puppeteer that's going to be puppeting Spike?
well, if you're good enough at robotics, maybe you like your robotics class better than history. Just set up some
Okay.
animatronics to make the mouth move when you're talking through your microphone, and then boom, you're out of class free and clear, and all you got to do is say yes or no and I don't know to the teacher every 10 minutes.
And plus, everyone's already sleeping in the class, you know?
Yeah, it's history.
Or you could just make the nerd Jerry do it. Nobody's
Oh,
gonna care.
God,
Jerry's doing it.
Jerry. Did you hear what happened to Jerry yesterday?
No, what happened?
He was turned into a literal pretzel.
Oh my gosh, Jerry.
Hit a Spike and his friend Hugh Mungus. Hugh,
Humongous. I haven't heard about him in a while.
yeah, because he was in juvie. So
I don't know how he fit in there.
they got Jerry and they were like, "Hey, give me your lunch money," and he was like, "I don't have any lunch money. I'm poor." And Spike was like, "All right, then you're gonna be lunch." And so they took his body and they kind of did a knot around him, which didn't hurt too bad. What really hurt was then when they dipped him in molten cheddar.
Hmm.
Wait,
That'll
they
do it to you.
Yeah.
That'll do it to you.
Dang.
Yeah, and then they sprinkled him with salt, and then they had him at a bowling alley.
Interesting.
Okay.
Poor Jerry.
But Jerry
That
was
kind
fine.
of takes
Jerry was fine.
that. Oh, he's fine?
Yeah, Jerry's fine.
Okay, okay.
It happens to
I
all
was
of
gonna
us.
say that takes away from my advice if Jerry's gone, but you can find another nerd.
Tyler, what's tell us how you really feel.
Okay, so all this stuff about actually going into class, that's a bunch of hooey. What you're gonna
Hooey.
do,
Hooey.
that's a bunch of hooey. If I know anything
Bunch of hooey.
about, I don't know the right word. If I know anything about a history teacher, is they do not love their life that much.
Oh,
And if I also know anything, they're gonna have a flask with them. And
oh,
so what you're gonna do is see that flask, and when it's open, you're gonna get this thing called Ambien,
oh,
and you're gonna put
Tyler.
some in that flask, and then
Tyler.
you just gotta wait. You gotta wait, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, and then you're out of there.
And everybody else.
And everybody else. And I gotta be honest, you may never have to worry about history again.
At least not with Mr. Henderson.
At least not with
Tyler.
Mr. Henderson.
Oh my God.
But it's
Yeah,
well,
it's bad advice,
it's my
yeah.
advice, but it's bad advice.
Where's Jerry in all of this? Is Jerry kind
Well, secretly, if I don't know if you know this, Jerry actually supplies the Ambien.
of
He's got his
what?
ties. Yeah,
Wait, is
The
Jerry
nerd
like?
is a cover.
the nerd, it's a front.
Wait a minute. Is Jerry like the 8th grade version of Heisenberg?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's
didn't-
always been a front.
I did notice Jerry go bald and get a slight wispy mustache.
Yeah, but Spike, that will really get rid of Mr. Henderson for you.
We're gonna have to do this every single day. How are we doing this every single day? How are we making this seem like it's normal for him? Because the first time he's gonna be like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Ooh. Yeah,
Mr.
you don't
Henderson?
want to tip him off. You got to do it slow. Microdose.
So
Yeah,
you
no,
got
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. No, that's a very good point. Yeah, sorry, Spike. I was leading you astray. You can't just put the full thing in there the first time. You got to microdose it over a long amount of time. And then after a while, he'll just build up enough of a tolerance that he'll get knocked out, but he won't think nothing of it.
He's be like, it was my daily work nap. I take one every day. What do you mean?
He's probably a coach for some sports team, and he doesn't really care about teaching any of the kids. He just has to.
Yeah, you already know he turns all the lights off and plays a video.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you how I really feel.
Oh no, Mr. Henderson.
I love the ambient idea of like, it's a slow process of knocking out your teacher, Spike. It's not about going to school. It's not about having a dummy, which Jerry the pretzel, also slash Heisenberg, has set up. I'll tell you how I really feel. Spike, Jerry's got you beat, man. Okay? Jerry is the coolest cat in town, as we can obviously see. So, what I am saying is become Jerry. Dress up like Jerry. Start talking like Jerry. Start moving like Jerry. And then Mr. Henderson doesn't know who is going where. Because Jerry's a good kid. Jerry's like the nice kid. He's also covered in cheddar, and he's possibly dealing Ambien.
Lord.
But he's a good kid. So there's going to be a moment in class where Jerry walks in, he sits at his desk, and then you walk in wearing all the same clothes as Jerry, and then Mr. Henderson isn't going to know what to do. He's going to be pointing his gun, which every teacher has. Every teacher has a gun. But he's going to like, which one do I shoot? Which one do I shoot? Jerry's going to be like, don't shoot anybody, because...
And obviously...
Spike is obviously dressing up as me. And then you say, Jerry's been putting Ambien in your flask this entire time.
I was waiting.
Oh my gosh.
And
whoa.
Jerry's going to get thrown in the principal's office for life. He's going to go to detention for life because that's a life committed crime. And then you, Spike, just play out your life.
And then you're Jerry.
Then you're Jerry, Spike. Now, the
God.
problem is that you're still in the classroom.
No, not for a few weeks. Mr. Henderson's going to have to be in recovery for a little while.
Yeah, he's got a lot of issues to deal with.
So you got yourself a couple weeks there, Spike.
What's the coolest thing of all time?
Oh, what's the cool... You know what? Genuinely, the coolest thing one person can do, and this is kind of subject to, like, half of the population, create another person.
Yeah, true.
Literally. That is,
It's
like,
cool.
the coolest thing.
Oh, okay,
No.
then. So, Spike, you need... No, don't say that.
Let's save that bad advice
Yeah,
for the OnlyFans.
No. Okay,
That's
I think-
results will vary plus.
Spike, I'm dazzled by how cool you are, Spike.
I know, Spike. Honestly, the fact that you decided to come to us recognizing the competition that you had with Jerry, bro, you know you got what it takes to be the best. So congrats for being on the show, man.
He's what I want to be one day. I just
I aspire to be
in my
Spike.
life,
Yeah.
I aspire to be like him. He's really respectable man.
There's two type of people in this world. There's Spikes and there's Jerrys. Be a Spike, people. Be a
He
Spike.
is Spike people.
All right, I think we should get going on to our next question. And cut! Cut!
Was the Ambien too much? I thought it was
No.
funny. Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. Like I said, I'm just happy you guys are here.
If somebody comes to him and is like, the ambient joke's not funny, be like, well, it was a joke.
That's why it's bad advice. We're going through this. I'm going through this process, and I'm just doing what is fun. I'm not expecting anybody to be here. I'm not expecting anything to be successful. I'm just enjoying myself, and I hope you guys are enjoying yourself too.
Oh yeah, I'm sitting here laughing in my basement, bro, and it's cold
Yeah.
as shit. Like I literally have my heater. Look at this.
Okay.
It's right on me.
Laughing in a library.
Yeah, bro.
If I need advice on my advice, I can go over there and pick out a book.
That is so true. You can be like,
That is
oh,
very
you have a question about getting rid of your history
What's-
teacher. What does the library say?
Wait, That's crazy because the first thing I saw was drugging my history teacher with Ambien 101.
Oh, dude, perfect.
It just made me think of it.
Oh, you plagiarized it? How dare you?
No, no. Oh man.
Dang it.
The
Hey,
librarians all come up to Tyler. We're gonna
Spike.
have to.
Hey, Spikes. The Spikes of this world, they plagiarize things.
For the final question, I will be giving the good advice, Chris will be giving the bad advice, and Tyler will be giving the ugly advice. All right. Dear results will vary. This isn't really a piece of advice question, but I just want to know, what is the meaning of life to you? And this comes from Russell in Chicago. What do we think about this question?
It's a good question.
What invokes
it's a
it?
deep question.
I think everybody entails a different answer. I don't think there's one thing that you can say for any given person.
That's what I am kind of going at, is that when I think of the meaning of life, I think that the answer to the question is the question itself. A lot of people can say, like, the meaning of life is to be happy, and I get that. But to me, personally, the meaning of life is to live life. I'll be honest, this episode has been kind of hard for me because I have we've been here for a while, haven't we been, fellas? I have been able to just pursue my way through it because I want to do this, and I want to specifically do this. Commit action, explore the world, get punched in the face, and to fall in love, to get my heart broken. I just want to live life. And so that's what I would say the meaning of life to me is, because I'm just so fucking grateful that I even get a chance of it. It's everything to me. It's literally everything to me. The fact that I'm even fucking alive, the fact that there is something. Don't you realize how crazy it is that we have eyes to look out of? Not everybody, but
Oh, damn.
sorry.
Sorry to the people listening that don't have eyes to look out of, but you're
It's
loved too,
okay.
we
You,
swear.
you have a good point. You have a good point.
The fact that there is fucking something, it's crazy to me. I couldn't be happy if I wasn't sad. I couldn't be happy if I didn't feel confused, if I didn't fear. Fear and love draw from the same source, and a lot of my life has been led on fear, but I just love right now. I just really love. So, sorry to give the genuinely schmozzy answer, but
Well, I got some bad advice for you.
Okay.
Interrupt the person that is doing a very heartfelt message to his audience to say, I need a 5-minute bathroom break. Or a 2-minute. Okay. I just have to hit the restroom for 30 seconds.
Go do it.
But yes, Russell, great advice. I'll give my bad advice momentarily.
Now it's just us. This is all going in. You know?
Oh yeah, is it actually?
Sure, why not? Like I said, this is for me. It's not for me, but it's...
You derive what you want out of it.
I guess I'm just glad that there's going to be something that we can both look back on.
Fair. I think, that actually changed. My immediate reaction to that question is to say, to be happy. But like the beauty of life is that there's so much disparity in emotions, and that like you cannot be happy if you're not sad. And I didn't really, I never really recognized that fully in my life until the past few years. I expected myself to always be happy, and you're not. Like it's just what it's gonna be. That you're gonna have trials, and like I think that is a beautiful part of being a human, that you can go through that.
You
like
can
to
love.
be alive is to like experience things, and you can experience anything really.
I'm really proud of you, Tyler, because I know when I moved out, it was difficult. I didn't realize how gratitude can be an emotion, and I'm just glad that we've been able to still be in contact. And like people fall away, but you're always going to be there, and I'm so proud of you and everything you're doing.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Love you, dude.
Love you too.
So, what should we do when he gets back? We should
Well, I had a
pretending. Let's be pretending to have an actual fight. Let's be pretending to have an actual fight. Do it. Let's do
about
it.
what? About what though? About what?
About Tyler. What the fuck are you talking about?
Dude,
He's back.
dude,
What? Okay.
I
Tyler,
don't get it.
why-
Ambien. It's
I
a
was
normal
fucking
thing.
talking about. You can't bring that up on the podcast, okay? That's
Dude,
fucking
why
like
not?
it's crazy. What are you talking? I'm gonna have to
Dude,
restart this all fucking over again. Are you fucking joking?
But you've said some outrageous things. I'm sorry. I thought it was just trying to
Yeah,
be
but
funny.
not
I
fucking
was just trying to,
Ambien. Oh my god.
dude.
Okay,
This is
fucking Chris,
being
go.
unfair, man.
Well, hold on. What happened? God damn! I just had to.
We're
pee.
joking.
We're joshing with you.
Oh
We-
my lord!
We came up with a little bit.
Fuck. I sat down and was like, shit.
Give genuine piece of advice.
The meaning of life, honestly, is literally what Tyler was saying in the beginning. Like living true to yourself, dude. Straight up. It's as simple as that. And I'm supposed to be giving bad advice, though, huh? Don't listen to
Yeah.
that. I'm doing bad advice. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, tell us how we really feel. What is the meaning of life? This is bullshit, you know?
the meaning of life. Genuinely, there isn't one.
Oh.
There isn't one. You were just spawned
Okay.
on this earth one day, and you grew up. That's where it's on you. You get to decide. So have fun with that. You get the choice
Yeah.
of what the meaning of life is.
What would you guys do if you were immediately sucked out into space?
Well, scientifically,
I'm meaning more like, what if there was nothing? Talk to me about experiencing no sensation, no universe, no nothing. There is
Oh,
no
like just
matter. What does that feel like?
consciousness.
Yeah. No
Oh.
consciousness.
I feel like that'd be an interesting thing to experience.
Okay, so you feel nothing, but you know you're conscious.
Yeah.
Carol says hi.
Hi, Carol.
Hello.
Hi, Carol.
Hi.
Carol, come here. Carol.
Hello?
What's the meaning of life?
That's crazy.
What's the meaning of life, Carol?
Death.
Oh, okay. Bye, Carol.
That's my part. Bye.
That's great.
Little
That's
guest
great.
spot by Carol. But yeah, you know what? I think the bad advice is death. You are meant to be born on this earth and then die. You know?
Yeah,
Nothing else.
I can
Yeah,
see
mean,
that.
yeah, life and death, they coincide with one another.
Just
But
like
I'm
fear and
meaning
love.
more literal. I would say you go into death and you pursue it. Not in any sort of sad way.
Okay.
And you pursue it, he says.
I am saying that
Hmm.
maybe you should, dip yourself in molten cheddar. Maybe you should,
Like
know,
Jerry.
like Jerry.
Oh my
Jerry's
gosh, Jerry.
experienced the meaning of life.
Jerry
He really
has
has.
been enlightened. Jerry.
Sorry.
No worries. Just got your stuff a little bit. Don't want anybody to step on it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Get their filthy feet on it.
Yeah.
Ask him what the meaning of
Yeah,
life
you
is.
have a good day, man.
Ask him what the
You
meaning
too.
of life is. Ask him what the meaning of life is. Ask him, come on.
Do it.
Well, special guest star. Tyler is filming in a library right now in his college.
I'm on the third floor. There was nobody down here. And just like spawn.
You just need to put your stuff in here. Just gotta.
No, he was just like, oops, sorry.
But the meaning of
It's
life
gone.
is death. Tyler.
Some ugly advice. Yeah, all this like sentimental stuff, all that. It's nothing. The truth is, nothing has ever been real.
Oh no.
Everything you
Whoa.
have ever thought was predisposition to be put into your brain by something else. Everything you've ever done was not your own free will. Everything ever in history has not been decided by you. So there is no meaning.
What TV show are we on then?
That's a good question. And I'm still trying to figure that out.
predetermined. This is pre-scripted. We are all living in our own Truman Show. Nothing ever mattered.
Yeah. And you were just, that was put in your brain. You didn't actually have the profound thought to actually think that. It was just put in your brain.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me when I say the word bubbles right now, that's all predetermined?
Unoriginal.
And you would think if that was your actual own thought, that'd be beautiful. But sadly, it's not.
Yes,
Because there is
bubbles.
nothing.
Bubbles.
What a beautiful thought.
Bubbles.
So that is to say, live your life knowing that nothing you do is your own.
Dang.
Do we try to mess up the person who's writing our life?
See, but if you're doing that, isn't it
That's what I
something
thought
that's
at
written
first.
in?
Yeah, because you're thinking too meta. There's no way to get out of this. There's no way to fight this. It's always going to be like me. What I'm saying right now, I'm thinking that this is a own original
Your eyes
thought.
went crazy there.
Yeah. But the truth is that I didn't do anything. Something else made me do that.
Tyler, someone's behind
Do
you.
this.
I was joking.
I actually thought so.
No, nobody's behind you.
And see that emotion of overwhelming fear. I didn't actually feel that. I didn't actually feel that. Something else made me feel that. It's crazy.
Like those time loops.
If your life was a movie, as we're kind of proposing it is, it's all predetermined, it's all scripted. What is the name of your movie?
Am I starting?
Yeah.
Chris, why don't you start?
That's a good movie title. I like it.
That's got a catch to it. All right, so Tyler's is Chris. Why don't you start?
Yep. Because maybe Chris is that profound being that is controlling us all.
Oh,
Wait.
jeez. I
Is
am a
that
game
first-
master. Maybe this is a D&D game.
What would be the name of your movie, Chris?
Dang. I don't know. Probably something long, like running around like a chicken with his head cut off. I think that'd be
Okay.
the title of my movie.
I don't know, something like running around with my chicken, like a chicken with his head cut off. That's a good one. That's really good.
Oh, Tyler. Tyler, Ambien? Ambien. What are you talking about? Fucking Ambien? Why'd you bring up that?
Is
Never
that your
thought that.
title?
All right then. What's the title of my movie?
Are we telling you or are you thinking?
I'm thinking.
See, but you're not actually thinking.
Title of my movie is fuck. No, the title of my movie is
I like that one. That's a good title, though.
the title of my movie is the title of my movie. The title of my movie is here. That's kind of my favorite word in the English language.
Very metaphorical and philosophical.
Yeah, really makes you think. Makes you think. But the thing is, you're not thinking.
Okay. And that's been Results Will Vary. Thank you two so much for being on. And
Yeah, dude.
I do genuinely mean that because I guess I'll just tell the listeners at home, I had a really rough start of the session. I was like freaking out, having a panic attack. We had to redo this one time and because I had to catch my breath. And these two lovely people I'm so comfortable with that they were like, hey, just take your time, chill out,
Mm-hmm.
be okay.
Breathe.
And yeah, just breathe. And so I just want to say thank you guys for coming on. I love both of you guys. I love you, Tyler. I love you, Chris. Now
Thanks
say
for
it to each
having us,
other.
bro.
I love you,
That's it.
Chris.
Love you too, Tyler. It's nice to meet
And
you.
so is that
brother.
the names of your guys' movie?
No, I'm pretty sure mine still runs around like a chicken with his head cut off.
Something like or runs out chicken with the heads cut off.
Yeah, I like that.
Again, thank you so much for being on. Chris, where can people find you? What projects do you have coming up the timeline?
You can find me at Noobs Network on almost any social media that you can find. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, Noobs Network.
That's where you can find him. Chris is a fantastic person. He's a fantastically creative and funny and intelligent dungeon master. Really go check out this. I've listened to some of his work in the past and it is really good.
Thanks, man.
And Tyler, where? Okay, this is the most prime example of okay, my friend is on the podcast because I just asked him. Tyler's literally in his college library where he had somebody come up, move his backpack. Just was it even in the middle?
No, you can walk by. There's space. I don't understand.
That's so funny. He's like, there's people walking around. That was the only person I've seen
it's
this
not.
whole time.
I'm at the third floor.
Where could people find you?
If you want to keep up with me, you can find me on Instagram, Tyler Bates. And you can probably find me. I compete track and field for University of Montana. That's the only real thing I do. So
Go Grizzlies.
Yeah.
go Grizz.
Woo! But Tyler, I've known him for what, 19 and a half years? You know, it's been a second.
Something like that.
He's one of my best friends. And we even have each other tattooed on our skin. Because, yep. And Chris,
hell
show
yeah.
yours.
Hey, check
Chris,
that
yours.
shit out. No way.
Anyway, this has been Results Will Vary. This one's just for me. But
I'm
you can
listening
find,
to it.
I'm listening to it too.
You can find Results Will Vary and our goings on Instagram at Results Will Vary Pod, where you can find our YouTube links, our Apple Podcast link, our Spotify links, our everything links, Linktree. If you want to support the show, giving a review, referring it to a friend, just enjoying it and just listening to it, really helps a lot. It's still crazy to me that anybody listens. If you want to send a question, you can email at resultswillvarypod@gmail.com. That's where you can send any comments, suggestions, and any questions to be read on the show. This podcast comes out every 2 weeks, so the next time we'll be seeing you is March 26th. Again, thank you so much for coming in. But I just want to say that any of the advice you heard today, don't take. Don't take our advice.
But enjoy the show and really think about it. But don't take our advice.
Don't take any of our advice, but take everything with a Mediterranean grain of salt. But if you do, just remember that results will vary. Goodbye! My headphones are slipping off.